All right, YouTube, we are back and we are here to look at some nifty small ratchets. 1/4-inch drive and a 3/8-inch drive from a company called Observer Tools. Now, I stumbled across these swivel head ratchets a little over a year ago, and as soon as I saw the form factor, I decided I need to grab them and try it out. They're super cool. Their fit and finish is very pleasing. The fact that it's a swivel head T handle, super cool. You can see I've beat this one up quite a bit. I use the 1/4-inch drive a lot more than the 3/8 drive, and I'll get more into that after we look them over a little bit. It's a button release for the socket, which I find that I really like. I'm not sure why more ratchets don't do that, because depending on the sockets you put on here, sometimes they don't have any real grab to pull them off. It's nice having the button to eject. It's got technically multiple index positions, but you're really only going to use it there or there for the most part. You might be able to hear there's a little bit of a difference between the two. I don't know if this is something that I need to adjust or mess with. So one of my biggest use cases for these, and I'm sad I didn't bring the sockets home with me, is I generally use this as a tap handle, because I have tap sockets. I have a set that includes 1/4 drive and 3/8 drive in the socket set, depending on the size of tap you're using. And I will use this a lot. Well, that's the wrong way. I use this a lot to tap in my industry, and it works great for that. It's not a whole lot of torque you're going to get because it's quite a small handle, but if you're using tap small enough for a 1/4 drive like this, you really don't need a whole lot of torque. So these actually work really good. Even after a year of use, the heads on these are still quite stiff, which is nice. They hold their orientation pretty well. Even with weight on it, they will keep it. Now I can still get it to move with some momentum, but sometimes you see these and they start flopping around on you pretty quick. And I imagine if you just wanted to give that a little bit of a tighten, you could squeeze that just a little bit more if it ever loosened up on you. But I've never adjusted anything on this since owning them, and they still work really, really good for me. I definitely like the 1/4 drive. This is, by the way, this is a spinner handle. So it's really just a socket extension with a handle formed onto it. And this is a 3D printed ones that I designed myself. And I have a video that I'll leave a link to if you want to check that out. I went through my design process for it, my 3D printing of it. And this is the final product of that. And I actually have the files on Thingiverse I'll attach them to. But anyway, we're not here to talk about those. We're here to talk about these tools. I very much like the 1/4 drive. Now, the 3/8 drive, I think it could be argued, is this small of a handle really going to give you a whole lot of leverage on anything? And I don't think you'd even really want to use it that way anyway. From pivot point to end of handle, you're, what's that? got the ruler the wrong way. 10 centimeters, 12 centimeters ish, 10 or 11 and a half centimeters. It's not a very big drive. I've seen small form factor 3/8 drive. I just think I have a non-existent use case for them. Usually I want to put a fair amount of torque on something I'm going to be using a driver this big. Anything that I don't need that kind of torque, I'm definitely going to be using this more times than not. I'm not in automotive or anything, like not a mechanic, so I don't think these are really that useful working on old cars, but I'm in manufacturing and integration, so new hardware, new steel, nothing's rusted. This amount of leverage you can get out of these is definitely good for my industry anyway. But yeah, the quarter drive, definitely more usable, I find. Not that you can't use the 3/8 drive, but you know, you start getting to tap sizes that get this big, and you definitely want more handle than this for my normal use case, which I said is I like to use these for my tap sockets and just normal applications as well. Part of why I can more easily recommend the quarter over, say, both of them is the price. These are not cheap ratchets. You're spending a good chunk of change each. I believe when I bought them, they were $45 each, and when I looked them up recently, they were listed for over 50. So you're talking $100 on 2 ratchets. And I would say I definitely haven't gotten my money's worth out of the 3/8 drive. But if you like having the small form factor and a 3/8 drive, you know, this is great. There was some interesting design choices on these, as far as I kind of wish they would make a Rev 2. For instance, the handle is not centered to the ratchet body, so it gets fatter here where this stock is lower for some reason. And then also there's not a really solid detent for closed, so I find when I'm really putting any torque on it, the handle will want to like kind of slip up on me. Not really ideal. I wish it had more of a positive detent in this position, because like once you're here, it's got pretty good detents, and anywhere in the middle. But I guess that's probably only so much they could do with that design, maybe. I believe it's a 72 tooth ratchet, somewhere along that line, so it's pretty fine. I mean, you can get 90 tooths and all that, but this has worked good for me, so I don't see any reason to scoff at being only 72 teeth. It's probably to get the small of a form factor as possible while still maintaining a good grab when you go to put a little bit of torque on something. Now I have put, you know, a fair amount of torque on these, and nothing has broken, loosened up on me. So they are sturdy. And I don't think you want to use these as a workhorse anyway, but maybe that's the wrong way to think about tools. But if I really wanted to break something super rusty loose, these wouldn't be the first tools I go for. But like in an EDC pack, super handy, very slim, low profile, and super functional in a lot of different ways. Handles a lot of tasks. Let's see, what else do I have listed here? Yeah, I mean, the really the biggest thing that this has going for it, for me, is the fit and finish. I love the color scheme that they did. I love that it's a combo T-handle ratchet, all integrated. I mean, it's super nice. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. We'll keep this one short and sweet. There's only so much to talk about with these ratchets. Ultimately, they're pretty expensive, but I'll leave links to them. I certainly like them, and I would recommend them if the price tag doesn't scare you away. I think they're a great EDC ratchet, and even for medium light duty task, they're both really good at that. I mean, just look at the overall size and it tells you what task they should be capable of doing, and any of those tasks they've handled just fine. And I've certainly liked having them in my toolbox at work. Yeah, outside of that, I think we'll call it here, and we'll be on to the next tool review later on. I'll see you guys next time.